How's it going, everyone? My name is Jeff. Today, I'm going to do a unboxing for one of my expansion pack boxes that I purchased. Um, so a couple weeks ago, I got into Marvel Legendary. I play Marvel Champions also, which love. I love that game dearly. But I came across this game, and I've been enjoying the core set out of it, and I've been slowly getting better at playing it, and I wanted to get some of the expansion pack boxes I could find, and I'm kind of a little bit of a completionist, so I mean I haven't gone crazy and gotten everything, but I got a good few amount that I'm gonna open one at a time, periodically to kind of ease my way into expanding my card pool with this game. One of the things I wish I would have done with Marvel Champions is I kind of wish I would have kind of paced myself with it. But after I played the core set, and then I didn't even play all the heroes in the core set. I only played a couple, and then I started buying hero packs up left and right. And then I grabbed Rise of Red Skull, and then all of a sudden I got every single card in the game right now, current. And there's so many cards I have not played with. So, that being said, I kind of wanted to ease myself into, just kind of sit back and enjoy it, embrace it, feel the flow of the cards. So out of the bunch that I did buy, which first thing I bought was the What If core set, which I'm waiting for. I was informed that there will be a core set 2 that'll come out, and I'll grab that one instead of grabbing the original core box. So while I'm waiting for that, I grabbed a whole bunch of boxes, and well, I really was very interested in opening up this one first. So I'm going to open up Venom. Venom is actually one of my top three of my favorite anti-heroes. I love the whole Eddie Brock Venom story arc, and one of my disappointed size, and I'm sure there's other people that feel that who probably play Marvel Champions. I'm sure everyone wants an Eddie Brock Venom hero pack. So I guess this is as close as I'm gonna get to it. So let's open up this bad boy, and let's see what's inside. Oh, it's so difficult. I really can't open this up. I'm weak. All right, I got it. All right, Venom, Marvel Legendary Upper Deck. Ooh, comes with 100 cards, 5 heroes, 2 masterminds, 2 villain groups, and 4 new schemes, and a rule sheet. Oh, there's a barcode in here too. So this is the rule set that comes with it. Some new terms for me to learn. Well, all I can say is before I even open the cellophane on this, all I can say is this. I mean, this is a little bit. I don't even know how old this expansion set is, but the one thing for right off the first bat, I could say just by looking at this card right here, like the the artwork is just amazing. I'm just drawn to it. I mean, the only cards I've really looked at was the core set to What If, and you know they took they they took scenes from the show, which is cool. I like that. Nothing against that, but this looks really good. This is really nice artwork. I'm really bad at like opening things. I'm trying to like do this like smoothly, not so smoothly. All right. So it looks like we get three, four. So we get 5 copies of this card. What is this called? So 5 copies of Devouring Drool. It's a 0 star, 0 star point, 0 attack point. Digest 3, you get +2 attack. And then has Indigestion, you get +2 star. And then if you used a Instinct type card, you get both. Probably gonna have to read the rules on what that means, digest and indigestion. But 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you get 5 copies of that. And while we're at it, might as well just read it. Sure, the rules like right in here, right? Brand. Oh, okay. So digest. So the grizzly keyword represents how Venom and Carnage symbiotes get stronger and they devour people and absorb their energy. Some heroes say like digest 2, draw a card. Use the digestibility only if you have at least that many cards in your victory pile. All kinds of cards in your victory pile count for digest. This includes henchman villains, regular villains, bystanders, mastermind tactics, traps from other sets, etc. You don't have to remove any cards from your victory pile to use digest. Even if you have 10 cards in your victory pile, you can't just use a card's digest 2 ability 5 times, just once. Okay, so I guess the mechanic is when you have cards in your victory pile, if you have the amount that it's calling for, you'll get the bonus. So if I have 3 cards in my if I have 3 cards in my victory pool and I play this card and I have at least 3 in there, I get the bonus of adding +2 attack to the Devouring Drool. Indigestion, Venom. So Venom Pool shares a twisted sense of humor with the original Venom and Carnage. It wasn't enough for them to have digestibilities while eating people. They had to have indigestion abilities too. Let's just say you don't want to see what happens when Carnage is eating somebody and gets indigestion. So if you don't have enough cards in your victory pile to use a card's digestibility, use the indigestion ability instead. For example, some heroes say things like digest 4, draw 2 cards. Indigestion, get +2 stars. So when you play this card, if you have at least 4 cards in your victory pile, you use the digestibility and draw 2 cards. If you have 0 to 3 cards in your victory pile, then you use the indigestion ability instead and get the +2. If you have enough cards in your victory pile to use the digestibility, you cannot use indigestion. So it's basically like a failsafe, basically. So like so the way that I'm reading this, like if it's like beginning of the game and you might not have cards in your victory pile yet, and I want to play this card, well, I'll indigestion, get the +2 star points to probably buy stuff. But if you do play but if I do have the cards in there for digest, then and if I play the instinct card, I can still get the +2 for digest 3 as long as I have the digest, as long as I have the 3 cards in my victory pile, obviously, and then I could still use my indigestion. That's kind of cool. 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's 5. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So that's 5 cards of that. Next card we got here is Razor Teeth. 0 star to attack. Excessive violence, get +2 stars. That's some pretty cool artwork though. I like that. 3, 4, 5. So that's 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 cards there. And what's excessive violence do? Some hero cards say things like excessive violence, draw a card. Once per turn, you can spend 1 attack more than you need. Once per turn, you can spend 1 attack more than you need to fight a villain or mastermind using excessive violence. If you do, then you get all the excessive violence abilities on the card. So it's basically like paying for overkill. Say you played 3 heroes with excessive violence abilities this turn. You spend 8 attack to fight a villain or mastermind that has 7. Then you'll get to use all 3 excessive violence abilities. If you don't fight anything this turn, or if you don't spend the extra attack on someone, then you won't be able to use the excessive violence. Since you only fight using excessive violence once per turn, you can only use the card's excessive violence ability once per turn. It's okay to play 2 cards with the same card name, fight an enemy, using excessive violence abilities. If you fight with excessive violence, then draw or play more cards with excessive violence abilities later in the turn, it'll be too late to use those abilities. So no matter what, you can only use that once. Got it. So play this card. It has an attack 2. So if I play another card with attack that does more than the damage, I'll get to be able to add +2 on there. Right, so we get 3 copies of Symbiotic Adaptation. 0 star, 0 attack. Choose 1, get +1 star for each other card you played this turn with a star icon. Or get +1 attack for each other card that you played this turn with an attack icon. And that's 3 copies of that. This is really good card. And Satiable Hunger. 0 star, 0 attack. Digest 8 KO card from your victory pile. You'll get +6 attack. And then Indigestion, KO a card from your hand or discard pile. You get +6. And then this one, if I play... So this one right here, if I play a card that has the... What is this class called? Venomverse symbol on it, I can do both. Oh boy. So this is Carnage. Rending Claws. 2 attack, 3 costs, excessive violence, draw a card. So this gives you some card draw. So how many cards is this all together? So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's Venom's cards. And this is Carnage. And then we get 3, 4. So we're going to get 5 copies of Carnage. Carnivore. Digest 4, draw 2 cards. Indigestion will give you get +2. So right off the bat, so what is this, like 4? And this is 5. So it's nine of his cards so far gives you some card draw. And then he's got 3 copies of Gruesome Feast. Excessive Violence. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may KO it. 3 attack. This, I mean, the drawings on these cards are like amazing looking. All right, and then this is his rare card, Feast or Famine. What we got here? So Feast and Famine, or Famine. 6 attack, excessive violence. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO. And you may repeat the process. So I can do this 2 times, looks like. Alright, and that is Carnage. So the next person we got here is Venom Rocket. So he, what was that, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 copies of that. Instinct card. Hungry for Action. Digest 3. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So digest 3. Discard a card to draw a card. Okay. We got 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 cards here. Tech cards. This is called Spring the Trap. Huh. Why won't it work? Alright. Spring the Trap. 2 attack. If a Master Strike or villain that has ambush ability was played this turn, you get +1 attack. Then we got 3 copies. Serious Overkill. This has excessive violence, and it's a 2 attack, 5 cost. You may KO a card from your hand or discard pile. And then we have Ultimate Survivor. 5 attack, 7 cost. When a Master Strike is played before it takes effect, you may put Ultimate Survivor from your hand on top of your deck. If you do, you may put any card from the HQ into your hand. That's pretty sweet. The artwork to this is pretty nice too. With Venom Rocket with his guns going pew pew. Alright. Second here. Alright. So next one. We have Venomized Doctor Strange. Cute. Alright, so he gets 5 copies of Cauldron of the Cosmos. This has Digest 2, and that lets you draw a card. Also 1 star point. He doesn't look really venomized, does he? And we get 5 copies of See future timelines. 2 attack. Precision. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, discard it and you get +2 attack. Alright, complete the Grand Ritual. Precision card, 4 attack, 6 cost. If you played a 4 cost card and a 2 cost card this turn, you get +2 attack. Nice. Oh, this one he's got a mask. That's kind of cool looking. And then is that it for him? Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, there it is. So that's 3 copies of that, and then his good card, Crystal of Cadavus. 4 attack, 8 cost. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Draw one of them, discard one, and KO. And then if you play 2 Venomverse class cards, you can do this ability again. So it's kind of like his save. Obviously, this was probably made first, but so I guess that's where they got the idea for Save Christine, because I think Save Christine does relatively the same thing. Reveal 3 cards, draw 1, discard and KO. Yeah, I think it does. All right. And then the final hero is Venom Pool. All right, so digest that chimichanga. 0 attack, digest 2, you get +2 attack. Indigestion, rescue a bystander. And then if you play a strength card, you can instead you can do both. That's 5 here, 5 cards of that. And then he gets 5 cards of Shenanigans. Attack card. Draw 2 cards, but you can't draw any more cards until the end of this turn. Alright, so this is probably something that you would play last. So if you had any other cards that draw cards, you would play this one last. So that way it's not conflicting with your card draw. And then we have 3 copies of... Can I get a little gratitude? 3 attack, 5 cost. Whenever you rescue a bystander this turn, do any rescue ability on it. And an extra time. So this lets you do the effect twice, it looks like. And it also has excessive violence, where you can rescue a bystander. And then his good card is Played to the Crowd. It's a strength, digest 7. You get +1 attack for each 2 bystanders in your victory pile. And then indigestion, rescue 2 bystanders. And then if you play 2 Venomverse class cards, instead do both in order. So that's pretty nice. And those are the heroes that come with this deck. All right, so the next that will be the villain groups, and looks like 7 of those. Looks like 8. Nope, there's 8. So we have 2 copies of Riot. He victory points 2 to attack. And he has a ambush. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a villain, it symbiote bonds with Riot. And then he has a fight effect, KO one of your heroes. Guess I should probably read what that means. So symbiote bonds. This keyword represents how symbiotes like Hybrid, Riot, and Lasher bond with other characters, enhancing them with a dark shell. You must fight the combined strength of the host and the symbiote to split them apart. Then finish what remains in a second fight. Some villains say like ambush, ambush a henchman villain from your victory pile. Symbiote bonds with Lasher. This means stack the card onto the specified villain, combining them into a single villain with both cards, and attack and text added together. I think the card. Okay, and then the next villain that we have here is Lasher, and he gets what is it? Well, it's 2 copies of it. All right, there we go. So we got Lasher. Victory points 2 to attack. Ambush a henchman. Ambush a henchman villain from your victory pile. Symbiote bonds with Lasher. So as soon as he hits the table, if there is a henchman villain group in my victory pile, it will bond to him. The next copy we got Phage. Ambush a villain from your escape pile. Ambush a villain from the escape pile or your victory pile. And then symbiote bonds with Phage. And 3 attack, 3 victory points. I don't know if I mentioned that the villain group set is the Life Foundation. Next one we got here is Agony. We got 3 victory points on that, 3 attack. Ambush, reveal the top 3 cards of the villain deck. A villain that you revealed will symbiote bond with Agony. And then we put the rest of the cards back into the villain deck in any order. And then they have a escape effect where each player reveals a covert class card or covert hero, or you gain a wound. And then we have Scream. Wow, she looks awesome. That looks so good. We got Scream, and their ambush effect is reveal the top card of the villain deck if it's a henchman or a Life Foundation villain. It has symbiote bond with Scream. So Scream can get a henchman or a Life Foundation villain. Attack of 4, victory points 4. And the last bad guy we got here, Dr. Carlton Drake. And he has a fight effect. Each instinct or tech hero currently in the HQ costs 1 less this turn. And 3 victory points with also 5 attack. And that is the Life Foundation set. Alright, and then the next villain set we got here is the Poisons. So, first card we got. Oop. We have Poison Spider-Man. And he has a fight effect. The symbiote bonds with another villain in the city. If already bonded or unable to bond, gain this hero instead. So, from what I'm gathering on this, is after he bonds with somebody, so if you defeat him and there isn't any other villains on the table that he can bond with, you can use him as an actual hero. Gain this as a hero, so I guess he goes straight into the gain pile. Then that's cool. That's kind of cool. They actually have this as starts off as a villain, and then you can use it as a hero. We then have Poison Dr. Octopus. 1 attack, 3 attack. Fight the symbiote. Same effect. This symbiote bonds with a villain in the bank. If they're already bonded or unable to bond, gain this as a hero instead, and then draw a card. That's interesting. Villains that can turn into playable heroes. I like it. The next one we got, the Poison Scarlet Witch. Same again. Same also here. The symbiote bonds with another villain in the city with an odd number. If already bonded or unable to bond, gain this as a hero instead. And they have an effect here: reveal the top card of your deck. If it has an odd number cost, draw it. 0 is even. And we have Poison Storm. 2 attack, and then 3 attack on the villain side. So the symbiote will bond with a villain or on the rooftops or the bridge. If you are unable to do that, you'll gain it as a hero instead. And then when you play this, if you played a precision card, you get +2 attack, usable only against the mastermind. So this is a side you would pay attention if it's, you're fighting as a villain, or fighting it when it's a villain. And then when it becomes a usable hero, then you pay attention to this one. And we have a Poisonous Sabertooth with a 4 attack for the villain side, 2 attack for hero. This symbiote bonds with a villain in the streets. If it's already bonded or unable to bond again, gain that as a hero instead. And then when you play this card in the hero side of it, and you played an instinct card before that, you can look at the top card of your deck and you can KO it. Poison Captain America. 4 attack as a villain, and then it's 0+ as a hero, instinct card. This symbiote bonds with another villain in the city. If it's already bonded or unable to bond, you'll gain it as a hero instead. And then when you get +1 attack for each color of hero you have, including instinct and gray. And then we have a Hulk, a poison Hulk. Villain side of it's 5. Then his hero side is 2. It's a strength card. If you play a strength card, you get 2+ additional attack, so it'll become a 4. And this symbiote bonds with a henchman villain in the city. If he's already bonded or unable to bond, you gain him as a hero. And then we have symbiotic armor. Victory point 6. Ambush. This symbiote bonds with the mastermind. So once this hits the table, it goes straight to the mastermind. When you fight the mastermind and defeat symbiotic armor and KO one of your heroes instead of taking a tactic. So this actually prolongs the mastermind's tactic cards and protects them a little bit. It's kind of cool. So that is the poisons. Pretty cool. All right, and speaking of masterminds, that's who's next on the list here. So we have Hybrid. So Hybrid has 6 attacks, 6 victory points. If you fight Hybrid while he's bonded to a villain, defeat that villain and rescue 3 bystanders instead of taking a tactic card. He always leads with a Life Foundation. His Master Strike, a villain from the city, symbiote bonds with Hybrid. If Hybrid is already bonded, then each player gains a wound instead. That's pretty nasty. So he can pretty much prolong himself from getting any of his tactic cards taken. And you figure if he gets this card attached to him, that's going to be more prolonging the game. Let's look at one of his tactic cards. We have Alien Awakening. 6 victory points, 6 attack. His fight effect. If this is not the final tactic card, a henchman villain from any victory pile symbiote bonds with Hybrid. So, wow, yeah, he's definitely built for protecting his tactic cards. All right, Escaped Monstrosity. Fight effect. If this is not the final tactic, a villain from the city or escape pile symbiote bonds with Hybrid. Wow, that's not. What we got here? The Life Foundation research. Fight effects. You get +1 star point for each Life Foundation villain in your victory pile. Oh, that's nice. That's a helpful one. This one doesn't screw you over. And then we got Symbiotic Call. If this is not the final tactic, reveal the top 4 cards of your villain deck. A henchman villain you revealed symbiote bonds with Hybrid. Put the rest back in any order. All right, so out of the 4 tactics, only one's not rude. All right, and that is hybrid. Seems annoying. And then the last mastermind in this expansion, Poison Thanos. So Poison Thanos has 7 victory points. He has a 12 attack. And Poison Thanos gets +1 attack for each different cost among cards in the Poison Souls pile. In his Poisoned Souls pile. He always leads with poisons. Alright. His Master Strike. Each player reveals their hand and puts one of their non-gray heroes next to Thanos in a Poisoned Souls pile. Alright, first tactic cards, Searing Poisons. Each other effect discards a poison card from their hand and gains a wound. Soul Seize. Put all heroes that cost 5 or more from the HQ into Poison Thanos' Poison Souls pile. And then we have Desperate Rescue. You may gain a hero from Poison Thanos, Poison Souls pile. Final card. Poison Loyalties. Each other player puts a Poisons card from their discard pile into the Poison Thanos, Poison Souls pile. And that is Poison Thanos. He looks like he's annoying too. And then we have the schemes. So first scheme we have Invasion of the Venom symbiotes. Setup is 8 twists. Add an extra henchman group. Twist. This twist enters the city as a 3 attack symbiote villain worth 3 value points. And it also gets ambush. And this symbiote bonds with another villain in the city. Play another card from the villain deck. And then evil wins when the escape pile has 3 cards per player or the villain deck runs out. So it's kind of like it's almost kind of like the Marvel Zombie scheme, almost. Next scheme, Symbiotic Absorption, 11 twists. Set aside a second drained mastermind and its 4 tactics out of play. And it's always leads villains as an extra villain group. So twists 1 through 4, you'll shuffle one of the drained mastermind's tactics into the main mastermind's tactics. Twist 6 through 8, 6, 8, and 10. The Mastermind uses this twist to copy the Master Strike ability of the drained Mastermind. And then on twist 11, Evil will win. Special rules: if tactics or Master Strikes mention the drained Mastermind, use the main Mastermind instead. And we have Right, Paralyzing Venom. Setup is 6 twists. All bystanders are also biochemists. Twist. Each player KOs a biochemist from their victory pile or discards down to 4 cards in hand. And then on the 6th twist, Evil will win on that also. And then the final card, Maximum Carnage. Not the Sega Genesis game of the old red cartridge. Setup on this is 10 twists with this wound stack, and then your wound stack only has 6 wounds per player. The twist effect, you stack this twist next to the scheme. If the streets are empty, put a bystander there as a possessed psychotic villain. If the streets weren't empty, each player gains a wound. Special rules. Possessed psychotics have attack equal to the number of twists next to the scheme. When you fight one, rescue it as a bystander. Evil wins when there are 6 bystanders in the escape pile or if all your wound stacks run out. That's interesting. I haven't played a game where you actually reduce the size of your wound pile, so that'd be actually an interesting little scenario to play. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, so that is the Venom expansion pack. I'm pretty stoked to try this out. I do plan on doing a video of gameplay on one of the schemes. I haven't decided which one I'll do first. But I'll definitely just pretty much put something together where I play with all these cards just to get a test out of it. Before I start to spread my wings and venture out with the mixing and matching, which I definitely would be interested in doing. But got a couple of schemes here that seem to be fun to try out. I might want to try out the Maximum Carnage one first, just because that actually brings up some old memories in my youth when I was a younger Jeff. But other than that, I do appreciate anyone who took the time to check out this video. Still trying to put it all together, to build up my own community with all the card games. So, if you like the video or like the, give me a like and or subscribe, to the channel. Still trying to build it up. And please, all feedback is appreciated. So if you have any suggestions, comments, you know, what do you think of this expansion? Have you played with these cards yet? What's the best route to go with them? I'm definitely like to learn more about this stuff or know other ideas. Um, so yeah. But other than that, I am gonna call it on this one. So again, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.